Welcome to another episode of The Customer's House, brought to you by...
Hi everybody, I'm your window man Eric with Window Depot USA. We are back out in Walnut Hills. This is the second phase for this customer. First phase, about 8 months ago, we did all of the upstairs windows. And now that we're on phase 2, we did all of the downstairs windows. And they actually have a third phase that I believe they're going to be doing either later this year or first of spring next year. And I think she just told me that they have about 6 more windows in the attic area. Since we did all the downstairs windows, it'll be real easy for me to show you this capping. And one thing I wanted to point out is all of this span right here on the bottom ledge, even on the other side of the door, it did have some aluminum on it and it was pretty dirty. And so the guys went ahead and felt that we needed to replace all that as well. So everything looked good up here on the metal aspect of it. Here's 2 of the windows that they did, capped everything over. And you can go back and look. Episode 15 was the first phase of this job. And I actually touched on this window and explained what comes out for these windows to go in. And I think they will be getting a door sooner or later as well. So let's go on inside and take a look at the work on the inside. All right. So let's go ahead and go to this window that was at the other window, or the other video. So like I was telling you, these come off, we put them back on, and then the guys we always use paintable, so that way the customer come back in here and they can hit all the touch-up paint to clean it up. But this is another Endure triple pane window from Provia. Has the full flex screen. So on some of those milder days, you can cross vent. You can let that cooler air come in the bottom and the hotter air go out the top. Plus a full screen does keep out more insects. These are some bigger windows, so they do have some weight, but with that awesome balancing system, you can barely even feel the weight. Let's walk over here. Here's a bank of 3 that's in the dining room. Same thing, they've got triple pane through the whole house. There's another customer using the restriction latches. Gotta love it. And then you can open it up all the way there. Them restriction latches, I'll say it again, they are not part of the security system, but they do restrict how far the window is, so you can let a breeze come in on those mild days. If they do deter someone from trying to break in, but at the same time, if they're slammed hard enough, repetitively, they can break. But they're restriction latches. They're not part of the security. The locks are the security on the windows. Another cool thing I want to show you is a lot of people have been doing this here lately. When you have a window over the sink, the old window was a double hung, so you have to reach up higher to unlock it. A lot of people are going to awnings or casements. They chose to do the awning version. So there's a lock on each side. And then you crank this out and this window will go out to about a 45-degree angle and let air in. Actually, when it's raining outside, if this window is open, it's not going to get a lot of water splashing in because it's sloped to go away from the house. But it does let some air come in, and it's a lot easier to move this handle down here lower than it is to navigate some of those locks. Not everybody, or I should say some people are vertically challenged. And so this is a great alternative versus having a double hung. Some people also have a sliding window that slides back and forth right here. Well, that top lock is almost impossible. I'm 6 foot and I still can't even reach the top of that window. So an alternative would be a casement or an awning window. And this is an awning window, and it's actually a pretty large one. So it's actually something that we like people doing because it's different and it's more usable this way. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode of The Customer's House out here in Walnut Hills, phase 2, and we're definitely going to be filming phase 3 when they get done with that. Peace out, everybody.